Hi, everybody. Here are three ridiculous things about one of my favorite movies ever, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Khan has a point. When we last saw Star Trek II's titular villain, then Captain James T. Kirk sentenced him, his followers, and the mutinous ship historian Marla MacGyvers to exile on Ceti Alpha 5. When Captain Terrell and Commander Chekhov find Khan 15 years later, he tells them that the explosion of Ceti Alpha 6 shifted Ceti Alpha 5's orbit, ruining its climate and killing off almost every living thing on it. Khan's pissed at Kirk because neither he nor anyone else from Starfleet ever checked up on Khan and his people, resulting in 20 deaths, including his wife MacGyvers. The very fact that Chekhov and Terrell landed on this planet thinking it was Ceti Alpha 6 suggests how little attention Starfleet has been paying to this system. Admiral Kirk, my question to you is, what the fuck? So many of Star Trek's episodes center on the Enterprise going to check up on some colonists or researchers on one planet or another, so you get the impression that this is a lot of what Starfleet does day in and day out. I can understand if the Enterprise never went back to Ceti Alpha 5 to look in on Khan and company, but nobody did? They didn't even leave a probe or two to go monitor the system or an emergency transmitter for Khan to use if the shit ever got too thick? It's pretty goddamn irresponsible, James T. I mean, okay, Khan shouldn't be trying to kill you or stick eels in people's ears, but he's got one hell of a lawsuit against you and Starfleet Command. Probably enough to buy him a much nicer planet somewhere else. I'm not saying he should have gone all Sweeney Todd on you, Admiral, and I'm pulling for you, brother. But I understand. The Genesis device creates a planet. Okay, I accept that Star Trek's technology can be a little fantastical at times. Transporters and phasers that disintegrate people without destroying anything else nearby are impossible. And the physics case for warp drive isn't all that great either. I'm prepared for humanity to prove me wrong on that one, though, because it would be pretty cool. But the Genesis device is, scientific trappings aside, pretty goddamn hard to credit. The way the Marcuses present the device is plausible enough as Star Trek goes. The device hits a planet or some other selected area and by a chain reaction rapidly reconstructs its environment so that life can exist on it. What they didn't mention, and what happens in the movie, is that this device can, on its own, make a planet where none was before, stick it in the habitable zone of a nearby star, especially hard to do since the Mutara Nebula appears to contain a pulsar, and those things tend to fry life forms as we know them, and it creates life. That goes far beyond what the designers claimed it could do, so far beyond as to seem, well, ridiculous, which is why I listed it. No credit for Judson Scott. Khan's minions, who in the film are mostly improbably young, include Khan's second in command, Joachim, whose function in the film is to play Starbuck to Khan's Ahab. The actor playing him, Judson Scott, does this very well, holding the screen with the guy who blows everyone else off it, Ricardo Montalban. Unfortunately, due to a screw-up in the negotiation of his contract, he ended up getting no screen credit for his role. I hope someday someone finds a way to fix this and give Scott the credit he deserves. So those are the three most ridiculous things about Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. What wasn't ridiculous? Please, it's one of the best goddamn science fiction movies of all time. Of all the Star Trek movies, this is the one they're still going to be watching in 100 years. Go watch it now. Do it! You won't regret a second of it. See you next time.